Hey there, in today's episode of City Skylines 2, I would like to fill in the blank, I would like to change some stuff, and I would like to add some stuff. But before doing that, I would like to show you something about the graphical options of this game, because right now I have changed something which might make the game look a little bit smoother at some point and a little bit blurry on another point. So what I'm talking about basically here is, if you look at this hospital down here and I would move my screen, you can see it blurs up and then sharpen it up. Maybe it's very bad to see on YouTube, I'm not quite sure. But if I would go to the options, I actually got some different options here. Right down here at the analyzing, I first had this on fast, right? And if you would take a look at it, things look a little bit jitterish, and I didn't like that. I have seen people play with some amazing graphics, very amazing look. If I look back at some of my screenshots, you know, up close to, it looks very jitterish. So I was just messing around and I just found this option down here at advanced. And then go down here, I just put it onto TAA. And for some reason, it looks a lot better already. So I'm very happy with that because I was looking for this option. Now, the first thing that I would like to do is, when I've been watching my video back about the bridge down here, I was saying there's not really a nice option to connect it up from here to there. Unlike I'm going to go up first, which will probably end up somewhere around here, which makes it kind of unrealistic, and then go up here. Then I was like, what if you would first make the bridge go straight until here, and then it's actually very simple to go up like this incline. I mean, you see that kind of stuff in real life, and I was like, why couldn't I think of that before? And then we're going to start out, let's say here, and slowly but surely make our way down with that. Take it here. Let's just first build it out something like right around here, and then we need to build it out a little bit like right around here. Now let's see how that looks. I think this looks fine, having like a take it easy corner that way, rather than just having a very bendy corner. Having some nice freedom here. And let's see if we can do this a little bit perfect like that. I think this is very nice. So now we can just turn everything back on. Gonna go from here and then let ourselves lead ourselves by the guidance of the road. 180, it's gonna go down and just connect it up like that. Add in a small roundabout there and a small one over there. Let's see if we can do it also onto this spot. Very good. So now it looks fine. Like, this is kind of realistic, except for the fact that I've done it two ways. That might be very expensive, but or not, I'm not sure. But this is how I can easily make it look realistic. Alright, so with that being done, the next thing that I would like to do is just make a quick district out of this area. And name this Little France. I think that's a good name for this area. Now, I've also been thinking about this whole section right down here, and I think I want to change something already. So what I would like to do, and that is make a road going that way. And on this way, people can already go off over there without, you know, they're having to interrupt this whole road down here. And then we're going to play around with some of these lanes around here. So for this one, you're not going to go that way. And for this one, you can only go that way. Turn off all of these little crosswalks down here, and people just have to go all the way around if they want to go to the other side. I think this will improve the traffic a lot, having the flow for all of these people that need to go that way. I really wish we could just add in a tree down here and that it would just ignore certain other things. Now, of course, later on, once this all going to be very busy, we're going to add in or do some more with the traffic. Now, what I would like to do at this point is also just add in some service buildings, because there are a couple of these service buildings that's going to be really needed. For example, the healthcare is fading away right around in this area, even though this one is slightly in the middle of everything. We don't really have a lot down here. So what I would like to do for right now, and this might be a little painful for some of these folks around in this area, but I'm going to move this guy up, and for right now gonna place it into this area because on this way, you know, the industrial area has a little bit of support for that. Now, for some odd reason right down here, just a tiny little piece is not very happy with it, but they're just gonna deal with it. For this area though, we're really going to need to have something. So what I would like to do, I see a nice little spot in this area. Wow, it just fits in perfectly. But what I'm going to need to keep in mind is at some point we should be able to upgrade this too with left and right. And then let's just right away add this guy right down here at the parking spot. I think that's the best idea where it's supposed to be. Now we also have the internet services, and internet services is really bad in this whole area and further ahead. Now we also have here a little bit of space, right? So I'm thinking, if I'm looking at it, plus is the middle, I think this would also be a very good spot for that. So let's just place this guy right around in this area and then just take a look by, let's see, we can upgrade this guy. Let's just do that right away. And then let's take a refreshing look at the internet. I think for now it will work. We also have some other things like service farms. And we have this guy, which is the center telecom tower. And we have this guy. Now this guy, plus 20% network capacity. So I think it will go get a wider range, I'm trying to say here. Now we do have plenty of points, so I'm just going to unlock those two and this guy. Now I would like to see if this is going to help with all of the other good stuff, and I'm just going to also place this, let's just say, right around there. A little bit of information. Now I am really wondering, did this improve that stuff? Not really. I also think it's kind of funny, the closer we get to a center town type of deal, more it starts fading away. Now I would also like to have one of these guys somewhere in here, play around with this by just turning the snapping off and see if I can connect its boat back up. And it definitely wants to connect back up. Upgrade it. There we go. And this should also improve a little bit more in the surrounding area. Now for down here, I'm gonna be real honest, I think at some point I would like to fade this into that area. So we're gonna change this area. So yeah, I've been saying it before, this is like an old chicken farm. There were some buildings here, a chicken farm there. Yeah, it's now time to make it into a school area. Ooh, that's not very nice. I could try to do it like this though, right? And then immediately, let's just instantly upgrade it to all of that good stuff. And let's place this guy. I don't want to interrupt too much of the spaces down here, but now we have a school in here. It's not going to fit in completely, maybe, but for now it will do, so people can go to school. People have some emergency center. And what I would like to do at some point, I think also, is implement a tram. I don't want to spoil what I'm doing right now actually, but I've seen this and I think it is very important to take this with you. For now it seems like it is circulating around in this area, but it is dangerous close to the town. And yeah, let's see what it does. I'm just going to speed it up. Just take some distance because, oh no, really? This guy's fine. You know what the worst thing about this is I haven't even noticed that this thing was just floating around, even though we got here. Ah, it is gone. We got like a weather warning system here, early disaster warning system. Yeah, but then again, you know, I cannot just lift up these buildings and move them about. Yeah, but let's see. Let's take a look at the damage. All my money, it is gone. Do I have to rebuild this whole thing? I think, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it here and just wait. Let's see what the game does with this. Oh, that is very neat. Even got like little characters onto the windows down here. I like that, small little details. Now before I continue with the project that I'm working on, I just would like to show you guys what I am doing. So once I'm done with it, things don't come into your face in one hit. As you can see, the whole neighborhood and the little commercial zone is gone because I didn't like it at all. I have been making a star roundabout right around here because in France you have this kind of roundabout with a couple of roads going in each direction. I thought it would be fun to implement it into this area. I'm going to very carefully implement everything back as it was. So right down here I now have like a low residential neighborhood. I really like to have that on the outside. That is fine. I have a couple of lower commercial zones in here. It's also fine, and I would like to implement that kind of stuff around into this area here at the side. I'm not sure just yet what to do with down here, but I keep in mind that to keep this road here, because way back in the days people were traveling to this area, were traveling to that area, so they had to go around the rivers going that way. So maybe later on there will be like a modern neighborhood here. I'm going to keep it nice. I'm going to implement stuff way better so it looks correct into the area. Anything else, I just want to say I'm not planning on to change this area right down here because, you know, now it's going to look very much different. This is just project. Maybe at some point I will change this down here because it kind of feels off. Yeah, I'm happy with this. And slowly but surely we're going to rework this area, and going around this way. I think that will be a lot of fun to do in order to make everything look correct. And also eventually I'm going to take a look at this. So maybe what needs to happen is we need to move this guy up to this area. This area is really going to be a center point of services that can be sent all over the place in a, you know, basically like this roundabout here. Always they can go, right? But for now, what I would like to do is click on this building, post office, and we see that our vehicles are slash is maxed out. Now we have a couple of upgrades. We got a mail storage extension. We still have enough, but I am going to place this guy. Let me see here. Storage space to help store more mail. You know, I'm thinking about it. Maybe we actually don't need that just yet, but I do want to put this guy in here, which is increase space to house more fans. Just more fans. So let's see. We can place this guy here. And then I'm like, yeah, I see now what's going on. So we don't have space for this guy anyway. This will come later on once we put it right down there. So now we have 30 vehicles to collect stuff. So yeah, this is basically what I just wanted to show you and just wanted to talk about. It seems like the traffic here is being funky. Not quite sure. Oh, now I remember all of a sudden another thing that I actually wanted to do here is let's just take a little look if we can play around with this traffic just a tiny bit more. I am not sure if this will do a lot, right? Because people might just go to one side anyway. If that happens, then well, okay. One car goes here, another car goes here. So it is kind of slash is splitting up, which means more traffic will be stored down here. Let me just keep it like that. And another thing that I actually wanted to look like, is this guy right down here. And the reason being for that is, so let's just place it down. So we got two ways, two lanes coming here, going here, right? Which is okay. And then they can go wherever they need. But I don't want too much lanes here that all of this traffic are gonna go like on two lanes, because then it will stop these guys from moving. That is basically what I'm trying to say here. This is the very busy area. As you can see, a lot of traffic is coming. So this is really going to be a nice focus point on, you know, what would be good. So now we can take a look at it. It's only a shame that I wish traffic would flow a little more. Maybe what I need to do is just place this one back, and then there's like, you know, only place for two lanes, one lane for this one and one lane for this one. I wish that these guys would just move right away to, well, some of them do, but this one, this down here shouldn't be a thing. So can I just remove that? Like, keep on going, guys. That's the whole idea behind this section down here. Just keep on moving, it's fine. Down here, people need to stop. This one, keep on flowing. Like, if that could be a thing, then I'm going to be super duper happy. And now we can also just, you know, get rid of this. Maybe place a tree. Yeah, something just a little. Oh, I really wish, guys. I really wish. Maybe we can place a poplar right down here. Something like that. Maybe I'll just change it later on. And so I have a new signature building. The smooth arches shapes simply boggle the mind everyone around, but in a good way. This is also a very good moment because I want to show you guys how it is with the traffic at the moment, which I also discovered something strange. Now I'm just gonna pause it for a second and ooh, look at this snowy stuff around here. And I have to say, I think they have updated the game if it's about snow, because I would swear that there is a lot of stuff that wasn't really snowy, you know, besides the roads. I mean, there are still little spots here that, you know, could have an update. I have been doing a lot of stuff. As you can see, been filling in the blank. I've added, well, I already had a school down here, but I have added a couple of different buildings just in this little center here, and I want to keep it with that. Anything else around in this area will basically be the same like this. I just thought, you know, have a couple of higher buildings just right down here. Might just spice up and break up in the things that look the same, even though I don't mind it to look the same. It looks very Europeanish. European, there we go, not Europeanish. Anyways, that is what I've done, and traffic wise I start to get a problem here and there, and right down here I do not completely understand. It's just like a continuous flow. It is not like traffic gets stopped too much. There is so much things you can do, but the strangest thing is, and I think I'm going to need to replace this bank because, oh, look at this, it cost me 1.2 million. Okay, now I want to see, because apparently it just takes a while before the button comes available. I just want to see what would it have cost. 2.4 million. So you basically save 1 million by just rebuilding. Yeah, I see. It's fine. Now the strangest thing I have, well, first of all, look at this traffic. I do have to say it is rush hour, because I looked at it, I did some stuff, I looked again, and it was just completely clear. The problem occurs mostly right down here. So yeah, some traffic from this part want to go here, and some of this traffic want to go there. So we just have like a cross section down here. So I think it will be time to make two separate on and off ramps. The strangest thing is actually right down here. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, and it's not showing right now, is that some cars go like in here and then go back on the track again. And I'm not sure what is causing this, but I have been noticing that this off ramp, in real life it has to be, I believe in Dutch, it has to be at least 200 meters. But in this game it doesn't have to be that long, and I cannot really remember where I exactly made it. Oh yeah, I here. So these two were actually all the way here, and for some reason that caused some trouble, because also certain traffic went first in here and then went back up again. So making this short enough, take care that they're not going to be bothered for whatever reason. Go here first, then go here, and then go back onto it. I think this is something that can also solve the problem that sometimes occurs right down here. Just do this, and then this problem should be solved. I don't think these cars are gonna be bothered to go in here. Yeah, so traffic down here. So in the next shot, what you're going to see is this change and maybe something here, and of course more housing. I just wanted to start off this thing down here. I all of a sudden realized I forgot to place down this building. So let's just take a look at how it looks like. Ooh, it's a pretty pretty building. It's very round. It's like they took a circle, cut the circle in half, and then placed one side on over the other side to the other side. Still get what I'm saying here? I kind of like the idea here of having this and then make like a pathway cross and have some trees down here, and then it's like, yeah, I like that. It's not the prettiest building, I do have to say. I mean, but it's definitely something. This is a very nice thing up front. That's kind of nice though. Alright, back to work. It seems like there is a lot of traffic problems going on from this area all the way up to this roundabout and all the way in the back over there. And yes, it is the next day for me. The only thing that I've been doing between the last footage and right now is just plopping down tons and tons of buildings. And yes, with the way how I got the roads going in and out of this place, it is kind of logic that there is a lot of traffic problem. And the nicest thing about City Skylines is, of course, solving traffic problem. Now let's take a little look first what I have exactly been doing, because there is a little bit of space left for more buildings, but in this case I have been changing once again this section right around here at the roundabout where the highway comes in, because as you can see I have changed the 2-lane to a 4-lane. It was really needed. And I've also made like a, what you gonna call that, like a sideway to the highway down here. It was also very much needed. I've been plopping down a lot of these trees between the houses, and I think it will look very nice once it has been fully grown. Now I have been splitting up this highway into 2 pieces because I had a little bit of a problem here and there with it, because especially over here, for some reason, some people who came onto the highway right around here went to the other side to go into that direction, which was very annoying, and they keep crossing and crossing, and it's super problematic. And of course, because I had to make this in a 2-laner, I had to separately make a split up highway piece. I'm not really sure how to say it, because this down here is actually a 3-laner and there is nothing for bigger than a 4-laner. So if we're going to go to the highway, we have 2-laners, we have 3-laners, and we have 4-laners, and there is nothing bigger than that. So from this point on, you're going to need to work with separate lanes, as I did right down here. Which in the end is not too bad. It kind of worked out nicely. Now before we're going to take a look at the traffic, I just want to say, of course, I have been progressing with some more milestones. In this case, we are now a grand city. All right, we're working towards a metropolis. We're still getting a couple more tiles here, there, and there. And then this one is the last one, I believe, of course. So for the upcoming episodes, I got a lot of tiles, which we can do a lot more fun once we start to expand that way. Alright, and with that being said, let's take a little look down here. So one of the problems that I did notice, and I already changed something, is I added here a roundabout because the traffic was a lot. And right now it is take it easy, but at some point it's going to be very busy again. What seems to be the problem for this moment is definitely this area, and we're going to need to give this some breathing space. So I was thinking that the inclineness here is the least from, you know, the whole section down here. So it might be handy to make here another section where all of these folks that are now blocking each other right down here to go and let them go into this part of the town. Now a town changes over time, buildings getting old, buildings getting demolished. The town wants to buy certain spots and places to keep them free, to keep them for the future planning. In this case, let me just see what we can do here. So long story short, I think we need to make a connection up to on this side, because yeah, it's like 4-laners here and 4-laner here. Alright, it was not too bad to make a little bit of spacing in here, so let's connect up this road to that road and see what other problems we need to solve. You know, I don't think this looks too bad at all. I got it nicely inclined going up there. We got a roundabout here. And I am pretty sure that this will solve a couple of the problems which occur right down here at this moment, because Some people need to go there. They might just go straight first and go in. Well, you know, that is the case actually, because this neighborhood is only accessible via that. Anything else will go there, and or this is enlightening the traffic that comes all the way from here that needs to go into the neighborhood. So that is problem number 1 solved. And of course this is not it. And what is going on down here? No medical supplies. Basic healthcare for a small area. Can pick up stuff and things. I've already been reading that. Yeah, there is no supplies, and this is probably caused because of the, you know, the traffic that is being problematic. So it's very good that we're going to solve this as soon as possible. Now, of course, this was just one thing that I have been doing right around here. And there are more entrances we can actually build, but the further we go this way, the more problematic it is going to be. Now, ideally, it would be nice if we have a connection onto this part down here. And beautiful. You don't even see a lot of it. So I just removed a couple of houses down here. I thought it might be more realistic to just have it swirly going into the mountain, instead of just digging away a whole neighborhood down here and have it like swirly like this, because it's way too steep for that. So underneath the ground, if I can show it to you guys, it just goes like this with a nice flow, with a nice downhill type of speed, and then it comes out here. Now, getting out of mountains is super duper problematic. Maybe I'll just show you one day what I get and how to solve it. But yeah, as you can see, there is this. Also, I didn't see that before, but there is this very weird type of whatever that is going on. I can understand doing mountains and stuff is a bit difficult for the developers to implement. This was not a thing actually in City Skylines 1. In City Skylines 1, there was no going into mountains and tunnels and that good stuff. But yeah, I solved it. And I think in this case, it's going to solve a lot of traffic problems along the way towards this way. Because right now, there is traffic problems right down there. Just for a bit, a lot of bit. And it also still has something to do with this down here. But I'm pretty sure that people that need to go to this neighborhood right down here, go off down here and go like that. Rather than moving all the way up to here, get out of here, and then drive all the way towards here. I think it is a very good solution. Now, of course, we have some points right down on this side where there's actually no entrance to the whole show at all. For an example, they need to go all the way here, or they need to go all the way around via the highway to get into town. But the only thing that I am very lucky with is that this might be a little bit more easier to solve, since I haven't built anything yet right down here. So what I am thinking is to just make like a simple going up here and then just connect it somehow to this down here. Yes, of course, the traffic will be increased right down here, but the more in and outs you're making into the city, the better it will flow over time. So let me just fix something nice up here. Alright, I've chosen this time to do something a little bit different right around here. Yes, it doesn't look the most prettiest if you look at the incline section to say. I'm just gonna take it for right now. The thing that I would like to show you for this moment is how you can actually make this look completely nice. Because right now, there's a little bit of steep going on right down here, which could be filled up with that stuff, right? So what I figured out how to do that is by actually just removing this piece for right now. And it's actually way more simpler than you think. So all you have to do is just make this high like that. And then just pick the same height, right? And then you're just going to pick this guy and click here with the right mouse button. And then just take care for a little pathway. Then you're just going to take this guy here, fix it back up like that, and then you're just going to take the flattening tool back. There you go. I think it should look good. I have just used this somewhere once, so yeah, you might have a little bumpy thing going on. I'm not really sure if that is easy to fix by just doing something like this. Not really. Maybe rearrange this down here. Let's see if that will fix it. Yeah, it did fix the bumpy in there. But as you can see, it is now completely filled up till here, which looks so super duper more nicer. Now, of course, we got this down here. I choose to keep this like going down like this, right? But the best way I figure out what to do with that is just take this tool and for an example, just click right down here and then just choose something to blow it off, I guess. A little bit more. No, it is going to make me look like a fool right now. Yeah, but this, you know, this is basically how you could make it at least look a little bit nice. Make it more like inclined type of deal. Yeah, this is something I can figure it out. What I have been doing all the way right down here. So it, well, it looked nice at some point before. I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe it's because I connected this road up later. But before I had the road connected up, this looked quite nice actually. Traffic problems. Ooh, more traffic problems. Okay, so but in this case you kind of get the deal of, you know, how to make this cement wall, you know, look more prettier, connect it up way better like that. Yeah, this is something that, you know, I could have done all over the place because right now here it just looks, you know, very bad. But the more I play this game, the more I learn about certain things that I like to learn. I think what's going on here is that the piece of ground is way too high here. So what I should be doing is just first this down here so it now flatten out. And I can just grab it right down here. And just slowly going down. Yeah, now it looks good. So yeah, I guess have to be careful with the invisible grounding. Yeah, anyways, if you guys have something to add to the whole show, you can let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, what I will end up doing is make another entrance or exit somewhere where it's going to be needed. Of course, you can also give me some suggestions. And then in the next episode, I would like to slightly move on to this area because we're really going to need to have a good surface area. And I'm looking at it. I think I have lowered the taxes though. These people, come on now. Uneducated, poorly, and educated going to need to stop complaining about the rent because holy moly.